All right. Welcome again, everybody. It is Monday night. It is 9 p.m. and that can only mean that it's time for Monday Night Perry here on twitch.tv/Perry Von Vicious. If you're watching this after the fact on youtube.com/Perry Von Vicious, thank you so much for checking it out. Tonight I'm going to be playing some Monster Jam Showdown because there are a bunch of new trucks available that I have downloaded. They're in the game for me already here and I gotta try them out. I still have a bunch of things I'm trying to unlock, a lot of challenges to complete here. Getting ready for the big release of the Hawaii pack that's coming in December. Pretty excited for that. And yeah, I'm gonna hop right into it here. Got a lot of stories to tell tonight, a lot of things to talk about. This past week, I was on the Judge John Hodman podcast. Specifically, I was on it live. The episode is not out yet. I was at a live show at the Shea Theater in Turner's Falls. That was pretty awesome. A really amazing experience. And yeah, really looking forward to talking about that. I'm pretty psyched. The November Basho for the JSA. That's a sumo tournament. Has started in Fukuoka, Japan. I went to it last year. I got to go to, I believe it was day 13 or 14 of the 15-day tournament, and it was amazing. So I'm excited to talk a bit about that as we go on here. Forgive me, I'm having to hydrate a little bit because I actually fell asleep right before this. Wound up taking a nap, and now I'm a little parched. But yeah, so one of the first trucks, I'm gonna go ahead and pop open the truck menu here so we can see. Yeah, there's a bunch of new ones I was able to download since the last stream. I got Maximum Destruction. I got this New Earth Authority Police. I'm not really sure what that is. I think it's from a movie or something. Big Kahuna is a new one to me. Backwards Bob is new to me. Soldier Fortune and Black Pearl and Digatron I had already had, but we do have the Gravedigger the Legend. We have the 25th anniversary Gravedigger and the 30th anniversary Gravedigger. So the Gravedigger collection has grown exponentially very quickly. So I'm going to stick with Max D for now. And yeah, we're just going to hop in and run a little bit of freestyle. And yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, most of these new trucks don't have alternate looks. They don't have like secondary bodies. They call them liveries in the game. Liveries, liveries. Um, and usually there's a bunch of things you have to complete for that. But it's not the case. All right, yeah, I have the audio way down from this, but that's fine. Uh, yeah, so nothing to complete. Just right now, just having fun. Hey, Graves is here. Graves is the first one in the chat. I know we're gonna be short one Bobby Gilbert tonight. He is at Monday Night Uncooked as he called it. He's at Monday Night Raw live, which I think is pretty funny because I watch his socials and he's one that likes to get involved with a bit of the wrestling tribalism and he falls on the AEW side. Hey, Joey Nails is in the house. Joey Nails, who I was just starting to have a little chat with on Facebook Messenger, but the stream was starting, so I did not. He had sent me a question. I didn't really get to answer it. I might actually answer it on the stream because it's an interesting enough question. It's not like anything personal. It was a question about sort of a philosophical question about pro wrestling. So maybe I'll answer it during the stream here. But yeah, I was just saying a lot of new trucks that I have in the game now. Just got this one, just got Maximum Destruction. They had Max D as the truck was renamed shortly after the era where it looked like this, where it had the big spikes on the body and everything. In fact, just so we get a little bit of a look at this guy, I'm gonna throw some donuts. We get a little bit more look at what this truck looks like. I always loved this truck. Yeah, I'm sort of a deep guy, no big deal. Yeah, Joey, you can always tell the people in pro wrestling who are deep. You know what the one factor they all have is they don't come from a wrestling background. All right, hang on, I'm pausing this. I'm getting an alert here. There we go. Sorry. Gotta keep tried to post a story to Instagram to let people know I was going live, and it's for some reason Instagram is misbehaving. That's all right. That's all right. I got Joey and Graves here. That's a good crowd. It's quality over quantity, you know. Boy, for a run where I've really just not been paying attention to what I'm doing and I've just been talking and messing around, I'm gonna have a crazy score here. One of the things I always really loved about the way Tom Mintz drove this truck, um, he was very rear steer dominant. He didn't use the front steering nearly to the effect that he did the rear steer in the truck, and it meant that it just behaved really differently when you would watch it move around. He had this way of controlling the truck where he could kind of slip in and out of turns in a way that I'd not seen before and really haven't since. Um, I think it's partly due to the particular chassis that this is built on, where it's sort of long and very low. It doesn't like the high side very much. But yeah, a really cool truck and one that definitely behaved very differently. All right, try that. Still trying to get the Instagram story to post. We'll see. Hmm. Do you still have your Max D gear? I do. For though it doesn't really fit that great anymore. Myself and Rip Bison were both a fair bit rounder in the midsection before we went to Japan, and the gear that we were both wearing around that time when we would team under the name MAD, Mutually Assured Destruction, which is just one letter off from Max D. So we just got rid of the X and we stole the entire look of not that truck, but of this one, Max D. That font, the yellow and orange stripe in the middle, the sort of chrome black sides, and the spikes. We did all of that on some really sick gear for Mad. I was really pleased with that gear, and sadly, it does not really fit either of us anymore. The last thing you want is to wear wrestling trunks that are baggy and poorly sized because it goes from Judge John Hodgman described my gear as from looking like underwear. It then goes to looking a little bit more like diapers, which is not ideal when you're trying to be a intimidating physical specimen, if that makes sense. Yeah, I have no idea why Instagram is playing dirty with me, but that's all right. Whatever. The Instagram folks are gonna miss the beginning of this stream. That's okay. You know, we don't need them. I got Joey and Graves here, and someone else who's not chatted at me. But yeah. So this past Friday was a really cool thing. I'm gonna play as this one. Joey Nails. You're wait, wait. Oh, like a certain woman's wrestler whom I love when she started losing weight. Uh, I'm not entirely sure who that. Oh, I do know who that is. No comment. Um, anyways, Joey Nils, you're more of a someone who knows current culture better than I do. What is the NEA New Earth Authority Police? This truck that I'm on. What is that? Is that a reference to something I'm unaware of? Is that from a movie or video game that I just haven't watched? What is that? Joey Nails, having turned 20 a few months ago, is my youth culture consultant. That's his official title. I've decided just now. He says RoboCop. I think. Yeah, that sounds right. Well, we're gonna play as that one because I haven't tried it yet. And like I said, there's a bunch of new trucks here. All right, we're gonna go back one map. As I learned last time, any of these that don't have the little hand doing the peace sign on it means that you have not defeated the thing there. Oh, what is this? Is this new? Whoa, final showdown. I earned the final boss for this? Oh man, I'm not doing it as this truck. Oh man. Oh, cool. I do have new levels to do. That must mean that I have peace signs on everything here, right? Yeah, let's go. Okay. All right. Very cool. We're going to come back and hit that soon enough. Oh, ooh, I just got a story like. I wonder if that means that my thing posted. I know everyone here is probably real excited. Hmm. I got to tell you, I don't think that post is ever going up. Hey, Herobotics here. That's right, it's Monday. Oh, Herobotic will know. Herobotic, what is the new Earth? What was it? New Earth? I'll see it in a second. Let's go to Colorado. Let's go here. No, you beat all those. Hang on, Herobotic. You're gonna help me with something pop culture that I don't know the answer to. What is the? There it is. The New Earth Authority Police. What is that from, Herobotic? Joey Nail says he's pretty sure it's from RoboCop. Yeah, what's that? What is that? All right, let's see here. Okay, so my secondary objectives here, got to get 1900 points via backflips and 5440 points via bicycle. Woo, that's a that's some heavy asks, but we can give it a shot. Could be RoboCop. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of could be RoboCop. It almost feels like that's just like a meme answer that I'm being trolled with, but I'll take it. It's been 20 years since I last saw RoboCop. Was there a new RoboCop? I feel like there must have been. Everything else has been rebooted. All right, here we go. I need to get a whole bunch of points via backflip and a bunch via bicycle. Wow, this thing is cool looking. Although we don't support this truck because a cab. That's a lot of points for that already. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, okay. So it's sort of like RoboCop, but Google's telling us that it is an original creation, presumably for Monster Jam, I would guess then? Boy, that is not a lot of points on that backflip. That was a little bit more. Okay, but I got to score some bicycle points too. Some bicycle, as old Dusty would say. Oh man, yeah. So that's the story I was just starting to get to. Um, so yeah, so Friday, I was on the Judge John Hodgman podcast. The episode won't be out for quite some time. They dole out the live episodes very slowly. Um, all right, let's see if I beat any of these objectives. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure that I accomplished nothing there except for playing as a new truck, where for some reason they have me in the well, yeah, I don't think I did it. That's fine. We're gonna switch. We're gonna switch trucks here, and then I'm gonna tell some stories. All right, the next one I got is Backwards Bob. This one's gonna mess with me. It's a oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Herobotic, for every possible reason. Um, but yeah, Backwards Bob, this truck's gonna mess with me a bit because it's literally just a regular monster truck, but the body's on backwards, so it looks really weird when it drives. Um, all right. Okay, I need a lot of points with the wheelie and a lot of points with the front flip. Oh, that's a tough one. All right, so Judge John Hodgman podcast live. He's doing a tour right now called Road Court. Uh, the name and design of which are heavily influenced by Roadhouse. And yeah, I took Delmy Exo to court, you guys. My kid sister took her to court um, for a very simple reason. Um, oh, also, it's very confusing that I need to score points with a front flip with a truck that's backwards like this. Oh, that's going to mess me up. I took her to court because she has, for years now, refused to accept a singles match against me. Thought she had power of attorney. No, I have power of attorney, but not in the court of Judge John Hodgman, unfortunately. I have her power of attorney. That is correct. Um, but yeah, so for years she's refused to accept a singles match with me. For the simple reason that she knows I'm not getting any younger, and one day I'm going to have to leave wrestling. And she knows that wrestling her is on my very short list, my very short remaining bucket list of things I really want to do before I feel comfortable calling it a career. Um, so she has refused to take the match with me, and that's kind of bothersome to me, particularly because we all know Delmy. She's so good. And yes, she has a good contract with MLW right now that allows her a lot of freedom, but that is very unlikely to remain the case. It is very likely that at some point she will sign with one of the big companies and then no longer be able to take indie bookings, meaning I'll never get a chance to wrestle her. Um, and so I took her to court saying, I want this match. Give me the match. The reason she has refused to give it to me is because she's certain it is the only thing keeping me from retiring. So Hodgman, uh, so then you can't retire. Well, no, see, that's not true. When the time comes, Joey, when the time comes, the time comes. The only difference will be if Delmy doesn't agree to wrestle me before then, I'll be sad. That's the only difference. Um, so Judge Hodgman, of course, always asks, what are your two preferred outcomes? And my preferred outcome was that my birthday's on a Friday this year in July, and Grind often runs Fridays. Not always, sometimes it's a Saturday, but often runs Fridays. And I would like to have the match in July on my birthday. I think it would be a nice birthday gift at a place where Delmy does the booking. She has the power to make the match happen. All she has to do is say that's the match. Um, and But then he also asked Delmy, "What's your preferred outcome?" And Delmy said her preferred outcome, match or no match, is that I be forced to sign a binding contract that I have to continue wrestling for 10 more years, which is daunting to say the least. That would put me in the ring until I'm over 50. Uh, not, not really an outcome I was looking for. Uh, So we had the entire case in front of a sold out Shea Theater in Turner's Falls, which was a blast. It was super fun. One of the things we mentioned is that Delmy is terrified of my finishing move, the Perry go round. So, presented as evidence, they showed a video of the first Perry-go-round I hit in Japan. I hit it on Jake Ripper Reed. Um, we showed that on the big screen above us at the theater, which got an amazing reaction from the audience. Um, and I would love to tell you the outcome. I'd love to tell you the results of the case and what Judge Hodgman ruled. I don't think I'm supposed to say it yet until they actually drop the episode, which could be a while. Um, so that said, you'll have to wait and see. Do I get the match? Am I signed on to indentured servitude in the world of pro wrestling where I have to keep doing it until some weird old age? We'll have to wait and see. I know the outcome. But that wasn't all. We had some lovely conversations with Monty Belmonte, who is the chair of the board of directors for the Shea Theater, and also hosts the amazing 41 or the fabulous 413 on uh, what is it? It's WM. Oh crap! I'm gonna forget what they're called. It's the NPR syndicate here in Western Mass. He has the Drive Time show. He's like the show on NPR here in Western Mass. And it sounds like at some point in the future, he's probably going to have myself, Rip, and Delmy on to talk about pro wrestling grind. He really, it's the second time I've worked with, it's not MUA, uh, it's W something, uh, something media, Western Mass Public Media, WMPM. It might be it. I think that's it. It's something like that. Anyhow. Oh no, it's NEPM, New England Public Media. That's what it is, because it's not just Western Mass that he's on. He's on all over New England. He just covers Western Mass. It's yeah, it's NEPM. Yeah, it sounds like we're probably going to be on his show at some point, talking about Pro Wrestling Grind. Probably going to hopefully do that in late winter, early spring, right before Grind kicks off the season for 2025. Be fresh in people's minds when tickets are on sale. That's right. MUA is the UMass station. That's correct. All right, so I'm going to keep telling the story, but we got to hop back into a little bit of gaming here. Gravedigger the Legend is one of the ones on here. It does have other looks, and I'm going to show some of those. It has this chromed up version as well as this weird like galaxy version. But for right now, I'm going to stick with the classic primer red, and we're gonna run that one. And yeah, I'm gonna hop back into one of these where I still have things to try to unlock, and who knows, maybe I'll unlock something. Let's see, win the event by 6,540 points via wheelie, or 600 points via big air. Oh, I can do 600 points via big air. Come on, that's easy. Um, so we did that. I also talked with Judge John Hodgman and his bailiff Jesse Thorne quite a bit after the show. Myself, Delmy, and Coral, our sound guy from Pro Wrestling Grind, all hung out backstage and got caught up with my old friend Judge John Hodgman. It was a really good time, and I'm really grateful that he actually reached out to me asking if I might have a case for the show. I actually went through a few different ideas before before I landed on that one specifically. Oh, what is this? What is this? Oh, okay. Let's try this thingy. I like this. Whoa. But yeah, eventually I landed on that one, and it actually took a little bit of convincing to get Delmy to agree to do the podcast. I don't think she liked the idea of doing it. But she had a great time, and the show was great, and then we had to bounce early because she had to catch a flight the next morning for MLW. She had to leave at like 6 a.m. on a flight. But it was a great time. Really just a crazy experience. Josh Cantor, who is the organist for Fenway Park, was there playing music for everybody during the pre-show and the intermission. And it was good to see him again. I had met him doing Hodgman's show before, and yeah, it was very cool to be involved with that again. And I'm so humbled that whenever he comes to this area, Hodgman always reaches out to me to include me on the show. Really, really cool. But yeah, so that was Friday. And then, of course, yesterday, the 10th, which really it was the day before the 9th for us, but the 10th in Japan was the start of the November Basho, the Fukuoka's annual tournament through the JSA, the sumo tournament that occurs. There's multiple of them all over the country all year, and Fukuoka's comes in November every year. And I actually got to go to that last year. I was at day it was day 13 or 14 of the 15-day tournament, and it was incredible. I had such a good time. I just totally did terribly at this this freestyle here. But I had an amazing time, and so ever since I've been watching. There's a great channel on YouTube that does daily sort of daily roundups of what went on in the. I gotta change my truck. So that was Gravedigger the Legend. Now we're gonna go Gravedigger 25th anniversary. I have three new Gravediggers, you guys. How sick is that? Um, all right, starting the event, doing a little head to head. But yeah, so I spent the morning watching the highlights and the overall the overall numbers from the tournament yesterday. And it's a 15-day tournament. Every single day, there are no breaks. Every wrestler wrestles a match every day, which is grueling and amazing. So yeah, for the next 15 days, I'm gonna wake up to find out what the sumo rankings are, and yeah, it's the one sport I'm into, unless you count like monster trucks, and even then, I don't follow monster trucks as closely as I should. All right, here we go. Come on, that turn, come on, get out of here. That was come on, that was a good run. I have no right to be that good at that. So yeah, Gravedigger, the 25th anniversary might be my lucky truck here. I wonder if my story ever posted to Instagram. All right, here we go. Terrible start. I was over revving the engine. I don't know if that actually matters in this game. It's supposed to, but I've seen no evidence that it does. Hey, my Instagram story finally posted. Look at that. Yeah, got to see my old pal John Hodgman on Friday, and then Saturday I got to hang out with Herobotics Cat. That was fun. So just a great weekend all around. Graves is currently casting the stream to their TV, and it feels like a movie. I can't imagine who. There's a very select number of people who would want to see me on a screen that large. Rooney seemed like he was really happy with you folks. Yo, your cat was super happy. Your cat seems like he's just always happy. I can't imagine that cat being anything other than blissfully ignorant of the fact that he's surrounded by predators, 20 times bigger than him. Thanks, Joey Nails. Joey Nails letting me know my story posted. Thanks. Thanks, pal. I'm getting the alerts. Graves also telling me my story is up. Thanks, everybody. Everybody's looking out for me. Very happy, also very bitey. The cat wasn't bitey with me. Um, but he doesn't know me as well. I don't know. Every animal tends to just be nice to me. Like I always end up being every animal's favorite, and I couldn't. There's not probably any great reason why. I mean, other than I'm just kind of like I'm quiet, I'm big, and I'm slow. They just don't see me as any kind of threat, maybe. All right, let's see what we got down here. Oh, this one's complete. I beat all those challenges. All right, well, we'll go back in here. No, that's the one I was just in. How about this one? No, that one's good. Man, it is just the ones that are all hard, huh? Why do I have to be a completionist? Why? Why can't I just suffer the indignity of an incomplete life? All right, and 30th anniversary Gravedigger we also have, which I believe also has some alternate. Oh, just the one. Oh, yeah, it does have alternates. Yeah, we got sort of a, I don't know what to call that, like an inverted purple and silver, and then another inversion. I believe those are from World Finals. If Bobby Gilbert was here, he'd be telling us exactly what they're from. But for now, we're going to go with the classic 30th anniversary look. And we're going to go up here. And let's see. Win the event scoring at least 1,900 points via backflip. Or win the event by scoring at least 5,440 points via bicycle. I don't know which one I have a better shot at. Okay, Joey Nails is collecting the die casts from the Hot Wheels live show. Still need 5 alarm and Bigfoot. Oh, you need the current Bigfoot, that one that weird current design. It's sort of like it's blue, but there's like some orange. I haven't been able to pin down what the look is. I don't have that one or 5 alarm. I do have Bone Shaker and Gunkster. I had to get Gunkster because I got to sit in the driver's seat. So like I had to have it, you know. What can I say? I'm a mark that way. All right, we got to get a ton of points via the bicycle stunt in this one. So here's hoping that proves easy, but there's no guarantee. Although, if there's a truck to do it in, it's Gravedigger. Some of the current drivers are masters of pulling off bicycles. So far, I'm just hitting terrible wheelies. Wow. I mean, or I could do the backflip challenge. I need 1,900 points via backflip. All right, well, we're off to a rough start here, guys. Oh, botch. All right. Guys, we're in a rough spot here. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Somewhere in there was a point for a backflip. I don't know how much though. Okay, there's 950. I think it was 1,900 I needed in backflips, so I just got to sit here and do a bunch of them. That might be enough. I'm not sure. I'm going to hit like 2 more just in case and then just try to get the points I need. All right, those backflips are all getting crooked because for some reason I'm impossible to hit the thing straight. Oh, well, well, folks, we're not beating it that time. I'm gonna redo that, and we're gonna run that back again because that was pretty terrible. It was. Ooh. Listen, everybody, I just woke up from a nap. Okay, I dozed off after dinner. Okay, I'm just I'm just a guy. Just a simple guy. Yeah, Hirobotic knows Bone Shaker. So wait, so the ones you still need are Five Alarm and Bigfoot. So that means that you have Skelosaurus, the new one. You must have Megarex. Who else is on that tour? I've seen the tour a bunch of times, but they also have some that they got rid of. Like, you wouldn't have seen the demo derby truck. That one was gone. Here we go. Okay. I swear, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna. There we go. Got a little moonwalk going. Oh no. Well, there goes there goes my chance at beating this, I think. Call me a defeatist, but I don't know. It's not looking great. Bilby always asks for multiplayer. Bilby, are you on Steam or on Xbox or PS5 or one of those? One, but I don't think I got enough points via backflip. I had a very specific goal I had to beat here. I don't think that I did it. Oh, I did. Hey, look at that. Cool. Good. There's another one in there, but I got to change trucks. All right. I did a bunch of news. Oh, I still have to play as Big Kahuna. That's another new one that I got. We're gonna give that a shot. I believe I still need to hit the bicycle goal here, and I think there's only like maybe one ramp where I can hit it. So it's a lot of points I need via bicycle too. Pretty sure it's this one. Well, that was a little bit of bicycle points. There we go. Oh, here's one. This one's the one built for it. Yeah, that's what I need. Perry, will you take me to Hello Kitty Land in Japan? I want to know how you know about that place. Did I talk about that place? Because I didn't get to go when I was there, and I'm still upset about it. So there's actually a couple different Hello Kitty parks in Japan. There's one that's just outside of Tokyo that's kind of like a big one, and then there's one. Not far. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. There's one that's not far from where I was in Japan, but it was far enough that because, I wasn't driving cars over there or anything, I wasn't going to get to it on my own. And never got to that. Tried to get so many people to go. Kodai kind of insisted that it was really a park for like little kids and not like a good park. I don't know if that's actually true. I got to start racking up some points. Not enough. I needed a first place with all those bicycle points. No good. Take me to Euro Disney afterwards. Oh, okay. Okay. Listen here, robotic. Unless you got a time machine, brother. It's Disneyland Paris. I do have good news though for those who checked out the Disneyland stream last week and those asking me to take them to parks right now. I actually tomorrow will be streaming Futureport. It's a Futureport 82, which is the or Futureport 89. What the hell is it called? Hang on, I'm gonna check. Yeah, Futureport 82. Futureport 82 is a faithful recreation of Epcot as it was on opening day, and then some. There's a little bit more that they've added so that you have access to a few other things. But it's essentially built to be a little bit like a VR experience, but it has a desktop version that you can play. And I've done a little exploring in it before and absolutely loved it. Did it on the stream one time before, but they just did another oh, it's not the worst park, you fetus. Oh my God, Joey Nails, I'm gonna fuck you up. All right. But yeah, so they just did a an update on it where it has a couple things that it didn't have before, and I did a little digging around in it yesterday to kind of see what was there, and I was blown away. My wife and I both sat here messing around with the game and checking it out, and yeah, I'm honestly kind of floored at some of the stuff that happens to be in it, and I'm really excited to do another stream with it. I'm a huge, as was evident in the Disneyland stream, I am a huge Disney Parks and Imagineering nerd, and there's very few places that are quite as exciting for that as Epcot. And having a fan created game that is essentially an incredibly well made, well thought out recreation of a park that is completely different now and you can't visit anymore. Just rules. Like it's the best. I had a feeling that was one that Nika Beans would be excited about. Welcome to the chat, Nika Beans. Did you just stroll in because you missed a little bit of the retelling of the saga of me and Delmy on Judge John Hodgman? Joey Nails gifting subs. Let's go. Joey Nails is always good to hook folks up in here. All right. Well, we're gonna have to try that again. I do like this Kahuna truck, but I don't know. I might have to go back to one of the Gravediggers or something. I do have a lot of other things I still need to do. Have to rewatch in the beginning. I mean, I can tell the story again. I got lots of time left on this stream, so there's no reason not to. I am, however, very quickly going to be distracted because I'm going to switch trucks. All right. Nika Beans, do you have a favorite monster truck that might be in the game? I'll let you pick the next truck. I'm gonna watch I'm gonna watch the chat and see if you throw out any suggestions. I'm gonna slowly scroll through them here. Ah, the unicorn. That would be Sparkle Smash. A fine choice. Does Sparkle Smash have alternate looks or things? Okay, no, nothing I need to unlock there. Perfect. I can focus on the things that I already haven't accomplished here. All right, I need to get. Okay, yeah, it's the bicycle stunt. Got it. Robotics says Thunder Rorus. Oh, we're gonna throw that out there. Man of culture. I like that. I love the blue tires on this thing, and I love that it really looks like this in real life. The entire horse's mane and all that on the real truck are inflatable, which is so smart because it means when they roll over, they don't have to make a whole new body like that. It's just they just got to go patch a hole and reinflate it, or just grab a new inflatable. Ah, the save. There we go. Yeah, which is weird because in the game you can see it the horn is cracked there, so they've made it look like it's a solid piece, but it's not. It's inflatable. This truck debuted this year at the Monster Jam World Finals. It had been a fictional truck in the video games and in the toy line for some time, and I think they realized, uh, especially with the proliferation of many female drivers in the sport now being incredibly popular, it behooved them to not have a truck that was a little bit more specifically aimed at their newly emerging female audience. Not that it's a specifically female truck in any way. I freaking love it. I think more monster trucks need pink on them. There was a truck back in the day called Clydesdale that was pink, and it was one of my all-time favorites. They had a toy of it in the Galoob Tough Tracks series, which were these little they were close to like a 1/24th scale, and they were battery powered, where you put two AAA batteries in it, and all they did was just drive straight, but they were four-wheel drive, and they had a bunch in the series. So you could line them all up and race them against each other on the carpet. And man, my brother and I had so many of those things. Bigfoot had a deal at the time with Hot Wheels, kind of like they do now, and they had a specific line that was very similar, but the scaling was a little different. But they were just close enough to work together. Yes, that's right, Joey Nails. That's right, Joey Nails. Behooved because it's a unicorn. Because I am the reigning king of puns. That's right, reigning. You're gonna need a punbrella. Sorry, that joke was over the line. Could end up going to court and be given capital punishment. Sorry. I know I spent too much time working out. I got these puns of steel. I can keep going, Joey Nails. I know what a big fan you are of my terrible puns. That's a good start on points from the bicycle. Good. I need a lot of those though. I need like 5,000 or something. Okay, that's good. I think he's in the basement. I mean, look, I don't want to give away my location. You know, I'm not here to dox myself, but I don't know if the basement would have the kind of reception I need to stream a game. As it is, it looks a little wonky when I stream unboxing videos down in the workshop. But It does mean I get to say down in the workshop the opening lines to The Night Santa Went Crazy. As Joey Nails well knows. Save it. There you go. Don't you guys worry. I could still win this thing. Boy, this truck is just coming apart at the seams, huh? Oh no, I'm gonna lose all the points. Yep. Well, that was a terrible level. Terrible. I hate that I like Weird Al. That's an absurd thing to feel, Joey Nails. That is complete. There's no place for hate in here. That's true. There's no place for that hate here. Hey, listen, statistically, of course you like him. Most people do. Anyone see Weird Al and Will Forte doing HOTTOGO a couple days ago? Yeah, that happened. Go check that clip out. Al kills it. Super good. All right. I'm gonna we're gonna do that level again, but I am gonna swap trucks. I heard Hero yeah, that's right, Joey Nails. Uh let's see, Hero Botic shouted out Thunder Rorus earlier. Let's see, where is Thunder Rorus? It's a truck that stands out. I shouldn't be able to scroll by it that easy. Okay, it's not there. I see Velociraptor. Okay. There it is. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Let's see. Does this have alternate looks? Okay, no alternate looks. Good. No. There we go. All right, Thunder Rorus it is. We're going to go back into the same one, and I'm going to keep trying for these bicycle points. I knew Graves had seen it. I saw a like come through on. I posted a clip of it on my Instagram story. Man, just man, Weird Al's just the best of us. It's just unbelievable how he continues to be the best of us over and over and over again. Like just unwavering in his ability to be great. That was a close one. That was hard to save. Yeah, I got some not a ton of shows left before the end of the year here. But this Saturday, I will be in Enfield, Connecticut for Blitzkrieg Pro. Taking part, this may come as a shock because it's a popular match that every company has their own take on every year around this time. But my first ever Survivor Series match is a 5-on-5 elimination tag match. It'll be myself and uh, Dan the Goddamn Candyman and 50 Cal and oh, that's right. Joseph A. Game Alexander. Oh yeah, boy, that's a story. Joseph A. Game Alexander and Quessy. We will be one team, and on the other team we got It's Nick Robles, Dante Drago, who is in fact the best. I know he's on the other team, but Dante Drago is the best. I'll stand by that. Uh, Kirby Wackerman and the Even Stevens. And it's going to be a hell of a match. Yeah, boy, what a story about Blitzkrieg. For those who don't know, Jeremy Leary, professionally known in the ring as Leary, is one of my oldest friends in wrestling. He and Johnny Torres graduated wrestling school with me, and we're uh, we're on the same first show that I was on, same first match, in fact, almost 17 years ago. And Leary, of course, along with his wife Skylar, runs Blitzkrieg Pro, and they made the active. I can say the name. It's pretty public who it was. The former Jack Swagger, now known as Jake Hagar, said some vile, horrific things about a lot of different subjects, not the least of which was women's rights to bodily autonomy. He felt particularly emboldened, seemingly from a combination of alcohol and a particular set of outcomes to a recent election. And as a result, sponsors and Blitzkrieg all kind of agreed they didn't want him on their upcoming show. It's supposed to be the December show he was going to be on. Yeah, so then I was, hey, Grizz, the whole Grizz crew's coming in. Let's go. Welcome. I'm going to be seeing you guys on Saturday at Blitzkrieg. I know that. Never miss a show. Hey, I got that secondary objective. Finally. Finally checked that off. Tried so many attempts at that. Welcome. Glad to see you guys. But yeah, Herobotic, that is the story is the former Jack Swagger. Is it ableist to pick on a speech impediment? I shouldn't do that. Jack Swagger, Jake Hagar, whatever you want to call him, publicly came out with some rather vile statements, and he was no longer going to be a good fit there. So they unbooked him, and Twitter exploded. A lot of emboldened, awful people jumping at Blitzkrieg, and yeah, I was kind of DMing with Leary most of the day following the drama. They came after me a little bit. They tried to pick on me, and I just kind of, for the most part, ignored them and blocked people. But yeah, Blitzkrieg is a safe space full of great people of every every variation along the gender spectrum, every sexual orientation, every ethnic background imaginable, etc., etc. And that's just what they've always been. They've always prided themselves on that. So yeah, similar to there being no place for hate in my group chats here, there is no place for hate at Blitzkrieg Pro, and I'm very proud of the way that they handled everything, and really looking forward to the show this weekend. Oh man, Herobotic, you'd love Blitzkrieg. I don't know that it would be the right show for the kiddo. It tends to be a much longer show than Grind, sometimes as many as 10 matches, and a very different vibe, no guardrail. So wrestlers do spill toward the crowd sometimes, which can be a little iffy. Um, but it's awesome. It's a great show. The vibe there is incredible. Their WrestleMania every year is called the Luau, and everyone shows up in Hawaiian shirts, and it's amazing. Um, so it's definitely worth doing. I will say, you don't have to sit toward the front, and that makes it pretty safe. And you can always bail at any point in the show if the kiddo's getting tired out. Um, Yeah, Grizz, I'm doing great, man. I was on Judge John Hodgman on Friday, which was a blast. You know, it's always cool. Oh, right, and I had told Nickabeans I would retell the story. So now and the Grizz crew's here, so I can tell the story. Friday, I took my kid sister Delmy Exo to court on the in the court of Judge John Hodgman. For those who don't know, John Hodgman was if you remember the old I'm a Mac, I'm a PC commercials, he was the PC. He's also been in shows like 30 Rock, Community. He had his own show called Dicktown. He was a voice on Archer. He's kind of just been in everything, I think is probably the right way to describe it. Like, it's hard to think of a show that Hodgman hasn't been on. He was also a correspondent for The Daily Show for some time. And through a bizarre set of circumstances that are hard to explain and probably not that interesting, he has come to be a very good friend of mine. And I've been a part of some of his shows when he's come to. He refers to the Pioneer Valley up here in Massachusetts as one of his second homes. And whenever he comes through to his beloved Pioneer Valley, he always includes me in the show. And this time was no different. I took Delmi Exo to court. We had a very simple dispute. I'm getting on there in years, and I know at some point, I don't have a plan currently for when, but at some point, my time in wrestling will come to an end. But I have a bucket list of stuff I want to do before then. And one of them is we all wrestle our friends. We all wrestle our friends. Every best friend has wrestled their best friend in the ring. And I can say of my closest friends in wrestling, I've wrestled all of them in singles matches. Rip Bison, Levi Shapiro, the list goes on and on. Those are the first two I think of. Leary, the aforementioned Leary, and I have had a couple singles matches. It's me and Johnny Torres. The list goes on. But Delmy has always refused to wrestle me in a singles match. And the reason is she knows it's on my bucket list. And she thinks as long as she doesn't agree to do it, I can't quit wrestling, which I honestly is a little bit touching that, she really wants me around that much. Um, I do believe a factor involved in it is also the fact that she is terrified of the merry-go-round. She's taken it twice before and hated it, which is not unusual. A lot of wrestlers really don't like taking the merry-go-round. They all tell me the bump is very safe. To pull back the curtain a little bit, the bump is very safe, but I'm told that it is a very scary experience to be held up in the air that long, and I do spin for quite some time. Um, so I get it. Um, but she's refused to give me the match. So I know. I'm sorry. Well, kayfabe died years and years ago. Kayfabe died when the Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan got pulled over in a car together, and that was like '86 or something. Um, wow, I didn't even get first place after all that. Rough run. All right, but before I continue with the story here, Grizzly Kid's in the chat, so I'm gonna let whichever one from the Grizzly crew wants to pick a monster truck. I got a whole crew here. I'm gonna scroll through them slow. Just throw one in the chat, whichever one jumps out at you. If you got a favorite, let me know. That's the one I'll use. There's a lot in here, so I'm watching the chat. If I happen to scroll by one you like and you don't get the name right away, tell me to go right or left and I'll go. Zombie. Yeah. And I think we're gonna go with one of the alternate looks here because there's a bunch of different looks for zombie. There's classic, there's this fire one, and then there's like this galaxy one. I think we're gonna do galaxy. That's the part I'll pick. All right. We're back into the freestyle again. I'm still trying to unlock some stuff here, but no rush. I'm here telling stories. We wound up being the primary case on Judge John Hodgman's road court. Hey, Rise here. Well, good to see you. We wound up being the primary case on Judge John Hodgman's road court tour stop at the Shea Theater, a sold out Shea Theater in Turners Falls, Massachusetts. So got to go there with Delmi Exo and the sound guy from Grind, Coral. We all got to go hang out, which was very cool. And my simple request was I wanted Delmy to agree to a singles match with me. And since Delmy books Pro Wrestling Grind with Rip Bison, she can just make it happen. It's not hard for her. She has that kind of power. And I thought it would be cool so that she doesn't have to rush into it. Grind likes to run Fridays, sometimes Saturdays, but often Fridays. My birthday in July is on a Friday this year, so I thought it would be pretty cool if we did it in July, and it would be like a birthday present to me that I finally get to wrestle my friend. Um, Tell me, and so that was my preferred outcome. The judge always asks everyone's preferred outcomes in the case. That was my preferred outcome was that Delmy just give me the damn match. Delmy's preferred outcome, I thought was a little bit unreasonable, was that I agree to sign a binding contract to continue wrestling for 10 more years, which would put me, for those doing the math, wrestling into my early 50s, which seems unreasonable. Uh, I believe I'm not allowed to say what the outcome of the trial was until the episode airs, which could be some time. They try to dole out the live episodes slowly, so I know that it's probably going to be a matter of months before it comes out. I will say I was not upset at the outcome, but part of because the outcome was a compromise of sorts, as tends to be the case on that show. And I, I'm not upset at the outcome, but it was jarring. I tried to play it very cool in the moment, but I was deeply emotional when I got back to my seat for their closing segment, which I also tried to play off. I'm sitting right next to Delmy and trying to not have her notice that I'm very affected by the outcome that we both just had. But after the show, we got to go and we got to go hang out backstage again because I've become friends with Hodgman over the years. He sort of told me he's like, "Hey, we're having some food and hanging out afterwards. Come on backstage, bring your crew with you, and let's hang out." Which meant that I got to reconnect with one of Hodgman's good friends and someone I've come to know, Monty Belmonte, who is the chair of the board of directors for the Shea Theater, as well as the host of NEPM's The Fabulous 413, that is the NPR syndicate here in Western Mass. And he has the sort of oh oh Rise got ads. Rise got ads. So I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause the story till Rise back. I'm gonna pause. No one gets a story if Rye doesn't get a story. Where's Joey Nails to gift more subs? Mr. Moneybags with his sweet DOT job. He's gotta be hooking folks up. Wow. Man, this zombie look is very cool. I like the brains on the roof. That's cool. Yeah, Joey Nails hooked it up. I don't know where Joey Nails has gone. He got quiet. He must have got bored. Or he fell asleep. He's a little kid. He's just a little guy. Yeah, this truck's wild. It's such a cool look. When this truck goes out live at the shows, they play Thriller over the PA. Always gets a good reaction from me. But yeah, we went backstage and hung out with Hodgman and with Jesse Thorne, which was very cool because I've been a Max Fun listener for a very long time. I've always loved Jordan Jesse Go and Bullseye, even back to the days when it was known as the Sound of Young America. So I've listened to him forever. I love Put This On, which was his menswear YouTube show that he did along with Lonely Sandwich. Absolutely loved that. So getting to hang out with him was really cool. I tried not to be too starstruck. Thanks for popping in, Grizz. Always happy to see you. Yeah, we'll see you Saturday, if not tomorrow. Um, but yeah, very cool to hang out with them. But also Monty Belmonte, who hosts the like sort of main drive time show on the local NPR syndicate out here. And it sounds like sometime probably in late winter, early spring, when Grind is getting ready to kick back in for a new season, that he's going to be having myself, Delmy, and Rip on the show to talk about the wrestling scene in Western Mass. And that should be a lot of fun. That's something I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, just a very cool experience. All right. So I'm gonna bounce out of there, bounce out of there. I'm gonna take us up to Death Valley, and I think it's in this one. No, where is it? In this one? Yeah, there it is. I unlocked a new level at some point and never noticed it. But I am let's see, we gotta pick another truck for this level. Let's see, I'm trying to think who hasn't picked one. I guess whoever types one in first is good. Surprise me. John pops up everywhere. Yeah, John pops up everywhere. MC Front a lot. Oh, he did something else recently. Oh, he's a voice on the new DuckTales. I mean, come on. How sick is that? Um, yeah, whoever types in a truck name first in the chat here is gonna get their pick. I wish they had a random button. I've heard the new DuckTales is really good, and I've been meaning to watch it as well. And I also, I feel guilty about it. I also haven't seen it. It's possible my chat is lagging because I don't see the suggestions pop up as quick. All right. I'm going to just at random pick Axe here. Does Axe have alternate looks? I don't think so. Okay, good. That means I don't have to think about that. All right, we're doing it. We're going to do whatever this challenge is. We got some kind of final boss here. It's this Monster Jam Showdown. Showdown Encore. Final Showdown in Deadly Plain. Legend. Event settings. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I've Whoa, that art is killer. I've not seen a level like this before. Yo, this is sick. This intro is sick. What? And then I'm somewhere over here. Okay, it appears to be a race with at least one of them. Oh, they're all popping in. It's like a Royal Rumble. Slowly going to keep adding people to the race. Here comes Gravedigger. I like the sort of nighttime look here. It's pretty cool. I was expecting more to join in on the race, but I don't know. I don't know where they are. Like, oh, okay. Just gonna cut the line, huh, Shark? I believe they're now all in the race finally. So stressful because I've been doing really well and I don't want to lose. But I know at least one of them's like right on my tail here. All right, come on. Come on, old Pear Bear. You can do this. The fact that this is just me getting started with my evening, I still have to work out after this. Why do I do that to myself? Every Monday and Tuesday, I put the workout off until after the stream. Means that I'm lifting until like 1 in the morning. All right, all right, all right. Knocked them all off. Let's go. I have no idea what this level was, but it was new. Ooh, did I get something? It popped up a thing. Oh, I didn't update my ticker. It still shows the secret show from this past Friday. That was the Judge John Hodman show. Listen here, Robotic. That's enough of your sass. And no, I don't. Rise says I want to get back to lifting at some point soon. Yeah, it's weird. I definitely go through phases where I'm not really as good about it as I should be. The last month and a half, 2 months, I've been really consistent. I think I've missed like 2 or 3 workouts the whole time. And always for like pretty good reason. 4 a.m. Ugh. God. Ugh. No. No. You tell that child to go back to sleep. Ugh. 4 a.m. I'd be locking my bedroom door and the child would be on its own until 10 at least. Either 10 in the morning or until age 10, however you want to interpret it. All right, so we got that weird showdown level there. And I think that's because all of these are completed, right? It's got to be. Yeah, all right. So we've completed Death Valley. Let's check out Alaska. How's Alaska looking? Looking for Alaska. I'm gonna change my truck again because I do have these new ones and I should play them a little bit more. Max D. Does Max D have alternate looks? No. All right. What about Big Kahuna? Does Big Kahuna have alternate looks? No. Wow. So many of them just don't. I guess they're just who they are. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. Someday he will be a teenager and I'll be able to sleep until 9. You gotta have a goal, you know? Had a really good 3-day-a-week workout going at one point. Was able to get at least something in, usually outside of missing access to a gym anywhere. The COVID kind of broke me of that excuse because I went from using at the time I was working for. I don't like to say what places I worked for, but I worked for the most prominent, prestigious all-women's college in Western Massachusetts. That should narrow it down. And I would use their gym at the end of my work day and then the world shut down, so I needed one at home. Ooh, yeah, let's go with this weird version of Gravedigger the Legend. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Putting together my own gym was daunting. Um, but I did it for almost no money. I used a combination of like the cheap stuff would go on my Christmas list and like my in-laws would grab it for me, or just Facebook Marketplace getting free stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the nice thing about not going in. All right, Robotic, thanks for popping in, bud. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. I gotta watch the time because if I go too late tonight, my workout's going to be very, very exhausting. I mean, the big problem for me is that I also stagger my meals with my workouts. So, like, that means that I'm also not even close to done eating for the day right now. Like, I'm gonna have my pre and intra shake. I kind of mix into one thing and have during my workout. And then I'll have my post shake. That's the protein. And then before bed, I have my post workout meal, which is a mountain of rice with tuna. And it's just, it's a lot to do late at night to have that much. Yeah, I'm lucky. This house that we got is a very small house, but it has a basement that's the entire footprint of this small house, which when there's no individual rooms is a lot of space. So I have my green screen studio, my 3D print workshop, and my gym down there, which is pretty amazing. It's a great luxury to have. It was particularly good while the world was shut down because it meant I had a lot of things I could do here without going anywhere. There's part of me that misses that point. I had a good time just working out every day and not leaving the house if I could help. I mean, I guess I kind of still do that. I don't really leave the house if I can help it. Yeah, I suppose not much has changed now that I think about it. Especially that I've been fortunate enough within the last couple years here to find myself in a position where I didn't need to keep a day job anymore, so I can sort of use my time as fits. Boy, I am struggling to get up into first place on this. It's because of moves like that. Yikes. Yeah, it's pretty great. Like it's hard to complain about it. I will say the biggest problem with being essentially self-employed is that like having a regular job, I still hate my boss. The difference is the boss is me, and I've hated that boss my entire life. So yeah, comes a lot less hard to just blame the boss and be angry when it's me, but I still manage. Okay, so El Toro Loco is the only one I got to pass here. Fly right overhead. There, take that. Finally into first place. That's what I was looking for. Booyah. Whew. Whew. I get very stressed when I play some of these games, especially the longer races like that. I get very stressed. I start having like a sort of like a Mario Kart PTSD where I keep thinking like I've been in the lead too long. Something's about to knock me off here. And boy, if that ain't a metaphor for life, huh? I need to hydrate. That feels like a clip I should pull out. Share that around. Show people all the fun they're missing on the stream. Me getting existential about Mario Kart and then just sighing to myself and saying, I need to hydrate. But yeah, I'm very excited for tomorrow's stream. I was really happy to fire up Future Port 82 yesterday and find that the newest version works really well. And it definitely has some new stuff that I'm real excited about. Previously, they had not completed I say they, it's one dude, makes all of Futureport, and he had not yet completed the Seas Pavilion, which at the time, of course, was known as Seabase Alpha. And that is now active in the game. You can go to the aquariums and watch the fish. You can go on a couple of the rides. There's a few different experiences there. I'm looking forward to because I'm just going to do everything in it, which means I'm also going to be exploring the gift shops as they were at the time. There's the one of the things I like best is seeing the World of Motion ride in its entirety has been recreated in the game. The Imagination Pavilion has all the old interactive stuff set up. Um, there's a couple little cool Easter eggs I found that definitely were like unlocks from when I was a kid when I first went to Epcot and like things that I experienced that I'd tried to ask people about if they remembered and they either didn't or like, it was just something they hadn't seen. So seeing them kind of hidden away in here as little gems was pretty cool. Yeah, I've really grown to appreciate the world of fan created video game stuff. You know, there's a game that I have broken out on the stream before called it's called WWF Legends 64. It is a mod of No Mercy, but it's set in like 1988 Saturday Night's Main Event era, and they like completely clipped audio of all the announcers from that era so that there's active audio from Gorilla Monsoon or Jesse Ventura or a young Vince McMahon or Bobby Heenan, or even Lord Alfred Hayes is in a few of them. And they recreated all the legends from them. It's really slick. All the art in it is just incredible. It doesn't look like a mod. It looks like a real release. I can't stress that enough. Like usually you can spot a mod, like they're really glitchy and the graphics kind of look just like the game, but not quite as crisp. This actually I think might look better than No Mercy looked. Um, and yeah, they've even like down to the menu screens and like the music that's in it. It's just really incredible. And it's got a lot of my favorites. You can play as Boss Man or as Earthquake. Those are probably the top of my list of people I love in that game. I think Hillbilly Jim is in it. That's always one that I pick out as a favorite. He's always my number one pick for surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble every year. But that one's cool. It's free. There's a great tutorial on YouTube for how the install works and everything because it is fairly involved. Um, but then also like BeamNG, there's a whole community that has created virtually every monster truck that's ever existed for BeamNG, and it's wildly realistic and super fun. And yeah, like literally took me, I don't know, 10 minutes to download everything I needed, and suddenly I had over 2,000 monster trucks to choose from. Let's see, getting caught up now. Used to come to my hometown a lot. Data stories of wrestlers coming into the convenience store. Oh, hell yeah, that rules. I hear stories like that a lot of people who worked random spots in and around New England because the tours always came around, and like they'd meet like King Kong Bundy or Yokozuna or somebody, and that's just so cool. I'm so jealous of that. All right, we're back at it here. Get distracted. Everyone. The Jimmy Snuka Hotel cop fighting story happened in Syracuse. That's crazy. Place still exists. All right. So we're gonna bounce out of this one, and I'm gonna see. I have some things I still have to do with a few different trucks here, where I still have things I need to unlock for them. Let's see here. I think it's Max D that I still have a bunch I need to unlock. Yeah, there's a few here. All right, let's see what the challenges are. When one event in the freestyle mode with Max D scoring at least dot 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 900. Oh, come on, I can do that. Although I feel like I struggled to do it last time. But you know what? We're gonna try anyway. Because why wouldn't I try? Came this far. Let's yeah, we'll stick with Alaska Stadium and we'll find one of the freestyles. See what this does. Could be a bloodbath. Could just do terribly. See me ride that cough button, hit that mute before the cough like a professional. All right, 900,000 is what I need here to unlock a whole new max D. Let's go. It's all about the combos. Got to double it up. I am really looking forward to it. Looks like next year in the spring, in April, when Monster Jam is at Gillette, it looks like a big portion of the Pro Wrestling Grind roster has all decided that we're all going to Monster Jam together as a group. It all started because Andy Brown was asking me about monster trucks after the last grind, and he was kind of marveling at the fact that he's never been to see monster trucks and he doesn't really know anything about them. And when I told him how relatively inexpensive going to a monster truck show is compared to like a concert, he could not believe it and was instantly telling Alyssa Marino that they needed to go with me. And of course, it's there's no easier sell on having a good time than Alyssa Marino. She's up for fun, especially something as harmlessly fun as an afternoon at Monster Jam. And it takes oh yeah, oh absolutely. I'm gonna vlog the entire thing. I'd be a fool to waste that content opportunity. Um, but yeah, so and that of course immediately led to Rip saying that he would go because he also enjoys monster trucks. He went to Gillette with me the last time I went a couple years ago. Um, and Delmy said, well, you know, if Alyssa's going, I'll go. And that led to Ryan Mooney saying he'd make the drive up and come with us. So yeah, it looks like a big crew of us are going to go to that together. I've been lucky enough that a number of my wrestling friends have come with me to monster truck things. You know, I've been to a couple with Johnny Torres, a couple with ZPB. Randy from Limitless was with me for one up in Maine. Um, you know, Rip definitely came with me to at least two. You know, and I've been lucky enough to be able to hook up some friends with tickets here and there, which has been really cool. Yeah, it's going to be really something. Yeah, you know, I had not been to monster trucks with a kid since I was a kid. Let's buy seats next to each other would just be coincidence. See, now you're thinking. See, I'm glad I could help everyone plan this out. The Gillette show is really something else. It's huge, and they have like 12 trucks at it. Like it's a big lineup every year. Um, the year Rip and I went, we counted 8 rollovers because the way the monster trucks are now, they roll them over, they just roll them right back onto the tires and keep going. Um, so we counted like 8 rollovers, you know, 5 or 6 backflips. It was crazy. It was so much fun. Definitely get the pit party. Buy the pit party. It's not that much more expensive, but you get to walk around. They do it in the part of the Gillette parking lot, and it's just the trucks are everywhere, and there's interactive experiences, and there's pit party exclusive merch and a big trailer. And you get to walk right up to all the trucks and take your picture with them while they're all nice and clean and shiny before the show. Just super, super cool. It's a great experience. And then when you get the chance, go to a small show. Go to one of the ones at like a county fair. It rules to be that close. It's just I love the little shows. I got to go to a number of them this past year and had a great time. The fact that I got to drive one of the trucks at the show up in Maine just because the promoter recognized me. Hadn't even bought my ticket yet, and the promoter shout out my pal Chuck Plumley, who's the promoter for the All Star Monster Truck Tour that was up in Maine in Herman, Maine this year. Uh, Recognized me on my way into the venue with Randy and Johnny Torres and ZPB. Oh, see, I'm jealous. I would love to do some of that stuff someday. Someday I probably will. I can't imagine I wouldn't. Like, right? In what world do I not get to do that? Um, but yeah, recognized me on my way into the venue, by name. Said, "Hey, are you Perry Von Vicious?" Which was awesome. And then proceeded to say, "Oh, you all buy your tickets yet?" And when we said no, he said, "Ah, just come with me," and walked us right past the ticket booth and walked us in, gave us VIP passes and led us down into the pit party and skipped us past the line for the ride truck. He had me do the gentlemen start your engines to kick the show off. And then he came up and told us like, hey, if you guys are staying till the end, Perry, if you want to drive the ride truck around the track, we could do that. So I got to drive the ride truck with Johnny Torres, Randy from Limitless, Paul from IWTV, and ZPB all along for the ride, which was amazing. It was one of the coolest experiences, and completely a surprise. We did it in between shows. We had a show Friday night up there. Then we crashed at Randy's, and then Saturday morning we went and did this monster truck show, and then Saturday night we had a show that we drove to with Randy as well. It was great. It was a hell of a weekend. If you get the chance, there's definitely a vlog episode where I cover all of it. There's footage of me driving the monster truck, everything. It's just one of the coolest things I've achieved through. I had a post earlier today on my Instagram about doing the Hodgman show and how pro wrestling has afforded me a lot of very strange opportunities that I never really expected. And driving a monster truck definitely makes that list. Driving the monster truck, doing Hodgman's show, just a lot of really cool opportunities that have come my way. I got to be a guest for Media Day for the Hot Wheels Monster Trucks live tour with Bigfoot, because they wanted me to vlog the show. So I got to climb inside of the monster truck Gunkster, which is actually Bigfoot 19. So got to literally sit inside of a Bigfoot truck, even though it's done up to be under some other name. Just a lot of really cool stuff that, again, I never expected any of those opportunities to come my way. But a lot of the sort of stereotypical monster truck things, a lot of the stereotypical wrestling things that everyone does are the things that I've not done. Like I've not done any national TV wrestling. That's something I still have left to do. A couple of things I'm trying to work out. I want to see if I can leverage wrestling somehow to meet Weird Al Yankovic. I mentioned it to John Hodgman, and he thinks it's possible. So we'll see. Hodgman might hook me up. I might get to meet Weird Al. Fingers crossed. All right. I think I had an alert to check, and then I think we're gonna do one more. Uh, we're gonna do one more round here. I think I just unlocked a thing with Max D, and we're gonna do one more round here, and then that's my biggest concern is that meeting Weird Al, I'm very likely to cry. Um, I actually did a live stream not long ago, showing off my entire Weird Al collection, and I actually got fairly emotional toward the end. It's a good watch. It's on my YouTube. If you have a an hour and a half or so to kill, it's a pretty good one. I got a lot of very good feedback on that. But yeah, I am a little concerned about if I would be able to hold it together meeting Weird Al. Hey, there it is. I did it. I unlocked that alternate look for Max D. Finally, I unlocked something this stream. All right. Let's go back into these. Now, what is the challenge left for this one? Maybe it was up above that. All right, where's my alternate Max D? How do I unlock it? Wow, I got a bunch left to unlock here. Did it not even include it there? All right, well, and 3 events with the okay, yeah, I can finish the stunt truck. Yeah, that's cool. We'll just start knocking. I guess I'm just gonna start right there on the list and start knocking things off the list. Why not? All right, gotta go win an event with that truck real quick. What's this? Head to head. Nah, head to head takes too long. Let's see if there's one of the. Yeah, these ones I win pretty quick. I can just knock that right off the list. I've never seen him perform, but would love to. If you get the chance, I know a lot of the tour is sold out, but he does have a tour coming up next year that is the bigger and weirder tour. That's going to be one of his biggest full-blown stage shows. He's expanded his band from his classic five-member band to 8 members or 9 members this time. I'm really looking forward to it. I bought tickets the day they went on sale. I had to. I've been to every tour since touring with Scissors in 1999. Um, and yeah, I never miss a Weird Al tour. I've seen him in like 5 different states. There's some tours where I've seen him, 4 or 5 times. I did get to see him play the Hollywood Bowl the first time he ever played there, and it was also the first time he ever played with a full orchestra. He wound up doing a whole tour based on that show, where he had different symphonies around the country for the entire tour play with him. But that tour was the first time he'd ever done it, and or that show rather, I should say, because that tour he wasn't doing it. It was literally just that show because it was the Hollywood Bowl. So he had the L.A. Symphony Orchestra play with him for one show. That was really cool. It was also weird. There was so many celebrities at the show. Like some I could see like seated up ahead of me, and then some I was like scrolling Twitter and seeing them posting about being at the show. So like Patton Oswalt was at the show, Kate Micucci and Ricky Lindholm, better known as Garfunkel and Oates, they were at the show. It's just like all of LA comedy was there. Like Mark Maron was there. And it was weird to like look on Twitter and be like, oh, the entire comedy scene is here. All right, there we go. Now that should unlock that one thing, and I can go back in and figure out what else I have to do. But yeah, seeing Weird Al perform live, I largely credit as to the reason that I wound up going into the performing arts. Like it was definitely seeing the New Kids live when I was in the second grade and seeing the New Kids on the Block specials on TV that I knew I wanted to perform in front of people. But then I kind of pushed it down to the back of my mind until about the ninth grade when Weird Al's Behind the Music aired on TV, and I learned more about him and then saw him on the Touring with Scissors tour that year twice. Um, and there was no turning back. All right. So let's go ahead and seriously, there's another Max D I'm supposed to unlock. I'm certain of it. Yeah. How do I get that? Why doesn't it show me how I get that? Oh, that's going to drive me nuts. Okay, there's an alternate Soldier Fortune. Score 2,000 points doing the jump stunt with Soldier Fortune. Oh, well, that's super easy. All right. That's probably going to be the last thing I do on here for this stream before I go try to find it in myself to have a workout. It's going to be a challenge. But, what's weird is posting my workouts like every day on Instagram and on my YouTube shorts and on my TikTok has been a pretty good motivator. Um, yeah, it's weird to find that much motivation on my phone for such a thing. But I'm finding it. All right, we're going to load up a freestyle here in just a sec. All right, one down here. Yeah, there we go. All right, I need 2,000 points of something. It was big air or something like that. But that can be done. I can do that. I've got to be capable. It's just a monster truck. Yeah, come on. That's pretty good. It's real easy to drift on the snow. Seems a little unfair almost. Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool if we all wound up at Monster Jam at Gillette this year, a whole crew of us. A a Perry's live stream chat meetup at Monster Jam. Seems fitting. I actually don't remember what stunt I'm supposed to be doing with this guy, so that's probably not great. Let's see, is there a way to look it up here? No, of course not. All right, well, let's resume. Just try to get as many points as I can, I guess. Doing everything I can. Why not? Yeah, seeing Weird Al live is an incredible experience. I strongly recommend it. I've seen every variation of his tour that he does. His normal tour is quite a production with costume changes and video screens and a pretty massive sound to the band. He also has done his strip down tours where the band literally just comes out and sits on stools and they don't play any parodies. It's just his originals. That's maybe my favorite tour that he's done. It's such a niche thing for like the extreme hardcore nerd fan. And then he's had the symphony tours. It's I've seen. I mean, like I said, I've seen every tour since '99. So I've seen a lot of different variations of a Weird Al show. All right, let's swap the truck here. We're gonna do one last run here. Something, maybe a race or something. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do some head-to-head racing, but not in Alaska. The tracks there are weird. I am excited for the Hawaii pack dropping in got about a month. Um, all right, let's hop in here. Find a head-to-head. Yeah, we'll do some head-to-head Monster Jam racing. Something that feels like something you'd actually see at a show when they race. Yeah, that's probably pretty close. This will be the last event I'm doing on this stream. Again, I'm going to be streaming Future Port 82 tomorrow, the faithful recreation of Epcot as it appeared on opening day. An incredible piece of essentially what amounts to being digital fan art. But it is very in depth, and I can't wait to show folks who haven't seen it before because it's really awesome. It's so cool. It's yeah, just everything from music to small details, even being able to change things like what iteration of Epcot you're looking at based on like a couple year difference, and even things like being able to alter the weather so that things can look different. The idea with that, of course, was that the guy who made it basically said like, yeah, some people went to Epcot when they were a kid, but it was raining. Maybe that's the day you want to relive, and that's pretty cool. Come on, that turn, get out of here. Let's go. Ah, crushing it on these races. Not even close. The one thing I miss from Steel Titans is they would actually show you the time you ran, so you could look at like how far ahead or behind you were compared to your opponent. I kind of miss that. Now they really just tell you it's very binary, just you either win or you lose. That's it, which is kind of a letdown. Sometimes I'm racing against me, not against my opponent. It's like that run was crazy. Come on. That would have been a time I would have liked to have seen because I crushed that. Oh well. Yeah, this game compared to Steel Titans is very arcadey, definitely geared a little bit more toward kids. But there is a fair bit of skill involved, especially if there's like weird things in it like steering assist and those kinds of things. I turned all that off because I don't want the game making decisions for me, if that makes sense. All right, bail out of there, bail out of there. And back to the main screen. All right, and that is going to be it for tonight's stream. Thank you all for tuning in. That was a blast. I had a good time chatting with everybody and telling the stories of being on the Judge John Hodgman podcast, his Road Court live tour. It was really cool. Looking forward to Blitzkrieg Pro this Sunday, or sorry, Saturday in Enfield. That's going to be awesome. And yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow night, 9 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/Perry Von Vicious, streaming some Future Port 82. So if you want to nerd out with me about Epcot, I will see you then. Thank you all for popping in. I will talk to you all again soon. Take care.